Welcome back to Brown Sugar Shade. I'm Ashley.
I'm Kayla.
And today we're hopping right in. Money and family don't mix. Or do they?
They do.
I don't want your answer yet. We're going to read a story from my favorite website. And this gentleman is saying, English. Be prepared to lose the relationship or have the person distance themselves regardless of if it's a loan or gift. It's counterintuitive, but in my experience, when I've loaned or given money to friends and relatives, there's a reverse gratitude that can kick in. At first, they're super appreciative and expressive. Oh, thank you so much. You're awesome, blah, blah, blah. Then, as best as I can tell, the person starts to feel 1, embarrassed to have been in a position to ask for help. 2, resentful or jealous that you were in a position to help. Or 3, would rather not think about it. So instead of being grateful and appreciative, they start avoiding you, especially if there's any expectation that they have to pay you back. Sadly, I've experienced this multiple times.
His friends and family seem crazy. As the resident money borrower in this family, in this relationship, I beg to disagree. Have you ever had an issue with me borrowing money from you?
Yes, but I also think it's situational. For example...
Back up, what do you mean yes?
How could you say that?
Have I ever not paid you back for money borrowed?
Girl, there is a pending thing on Revolut. You owe me for those shoes I bought for you on
She
vacation.
bought those shoes willingly. And I told her...
With the... Girl, immediately as we bought the shoes, I put the Revolut reminder that you owe me.
She did.
And it's still at the top of your Revolut. It's still at the top.
I was like, what is that? I don't know what that is. Okay. All right. Other than that, let's just put that. That's shoes, guys. It doesn't matter. It wasn't that expensive anyway. It was like 48 pounds. It's not that bad. So like, as an older sister, that's a gift, right?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't have to pay that back, right? Moving on. Was that not a gift?
I'm now learning that this lady does not intend to...
That was a gift.
Me and my broke self gave her money to wear shoes, and I'm like, let's move on.
Have I never...
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Have I ever not paid you back for anything other than like expensive things?
Guys, we're about to scuffle. Somebody cut the tape. About to square up.
Catch me outside, how about that?
This is a genuine question.
I sent you the thing immediately to say yes. This
fine.
is not a gift.
We're putting the shoes
Okay.
aside.
In general, though, I think it depends on A, the amount, 2, the person, and 3, how you
Go about like paying them
or
back.
even what it's for
Yeah,
example.
fair.
So, for example, for shoes, I expect to get my money back. If you tell me that you're in need for like groceries or like school or like there's a loan, or for example, there's another story here where their brother-in-law was like for bail or something, so they won't go to jail. And they had come up with like 20K, but they needed 5 more. Like, that's a little different, you know? And I think for those large amounts, if you're in a position to do it, I do think anything over 1,000, you need to be extremely crystal clear. Okay, maybe 1,000 was a stretch. Maybe in my next life, and I got a little bit more money, 1,000 will be like the minimum. But anything over, like, say 500, I think you need to be crystal clear about your expectations.
Over your comfort zone, basically. Right.
No,
because your comfort zone could be 5, your comfort zone could be 1K.
I suppose. However, I think as the lender, anything over 5 for a friend or family, I think it needs to be a gift.
You just have to go over that mindset from the
I think
beginning.
You need to tell them from the beginning it's a gift, because first of all, if they're in a position to need that money to that extent, it's not an easy thing for people to ask for money. I've never asked for money really, and
it's not that hard. All right. It's not.
Anyways, elder sister problems.
This is true.
I think it's really important that it is a gift for friends or family, because 1, if they're already in a position to ask, that means they're struggling. And I don't want the first thing they do as soon as they stop struggling is to have to worry about me.
And that's it too. That's where that resentment comes in. I guess
I think it needs to be a gift. Honestly, if somebody, I've been in the habit in the past of somebody asking for money and saying, I'll pay you back. And I'm like, well, I didn't ask you to pay me back. You said you'll pay me back, so when are you going to pay me back?
Right.
But no, now I've done a bit more living and more experience, I would say straight up, don't worry about it. Anything less than 500 in my life right now, I would say, if it's for a dire circumstance, this is not a place for your shoes. I would say forget about it. It's a gift, you know?
Okay, understood. As the lendee in the situation, we're not talking about the
As
shoes.
a common lendee.
We're not talking about the shoes, guys. Right, as a common lendee. So, like, maybe the only person I ever asked for money outside of you would be my mom and my uncle. And obviously, those relationships are very different. My mom, I'm in the process of paying her back, but I'm paying her back in installments, and I did the same with my uncle. I feel like as a lendee, you have to set your parameters. So, one was for university, one was for like another important, bulk sum of money that I needed. And I knew that I would not be in a position at that time, but as the months go on, I would not be able to pay it back all at once. But if I was to split it up, is what I did, I'll be able to pay back over time. So I paid back both in full, but they took longer than I planned to initially. But as a lendee, I felt obligated. I didn't feel any resentment or anything, because I was like, I asked for this money. I told them where it was at. I told them what it was for. And I asked if they're okay with it. And they let me the money immediately, which I appreciate. So then from my point of view, it's my responsibility to also let them know where I'm at. Yes, make some tea. Which was, yeah, but put a tea bag in it first.
Yeah, I was supposed to do that. I was like, this is so wrong. This is not the correct order.
Right. Yeah, I was about to judge you. Anyways, so say like, okay, you know what, I can do, like, for my uncle for university, it was like my last installment for uni, which was almost like £900, almost a grand, and I wasn't working. So like, where's this money coming from? So I said I would be able to pay back $250 a month, because I was working like a little part-time job at like a hotel. $250 a month over a course of a certain amount of months. And he was like, fine, that's fine. And I made sure to keep track of those payments. And I had a little table, and I sent that table to him about 4 months in to say, oh, this is what I have, this is what I paid, and this is what I have remaining, and these are the dates that you would get that on. And he just gave me a little thumbs up, because he's a 60-year-old man, so he just said,
he doesn't care.
Cool. And I did the same with my mom.
Kids, he doesn't care.
I did the same with my mom, and she was like, listen, Kay, take care of yourself. I don't need the money back immediately. It's okay. But I'm like, no, I'm not telling you that I don't need to pay you back. I'm telling you this is the payment plan. So give me a thumbs up. This is what I'm asking for. So I feel like parts of being a lendee, is what we're calling it, is taking a bit of responsibility for the money that you asked for in the first place. Because if you say, hey, can I have a loan? Can I borrow some money? Those words mean you intend to pay back. This is not the shoes, guys. It's not the shoes. But, so I feel like it's okay. I feel like you have to take some sort of responsibility. And these feelings of resentment and embarrassment come from a lack, like a sense of insecurity, which is something that person has to deal with on their own. But it should not impact that relationship with a family member or a friend, if that person is important to you.
Okay, so let's say in a situation where you have a friend that asks for small amounts consistently over a period of time, always says borrow, and never pays back.
Right. So in that situation, I would say, like, if it's a small amount that you quote unquote don't mind lending, then, and you ask back for it once, twice, and you don't really get any response, or you don't get they don't send you back the money, then you kind of have to be okay with saying, you know what, the money dead, it was a gift. But now if you ask me a third time, I am well within my right to say no, lovey, I'm sorry, because I didn't get back the first two payments. And I understand, like, depending on situations, everybody might be different circumstances. But again, I feel like relationships, you have to be able to be honest with the people around you. And if there's a family member, a friend, like, be straight up and be like listen, like, I don't want to lend you money, because I'm not going to get it back, and I'm sorry. That's just the way it's going to have to be.
Okay.
Once bitten, twice shy, does it say?
Yeah.
Once bitten, twice shy. So.
But at the same time, like, for me, if I ever had that situation, I would feel terrible. I would, especially if I was in a position to lend it. But at the same time, I wouldn't want them to become dependent.
Exactly, because then you'd be an enabler.
But then I'd be torn.
Torn about what?
Suppose it's like consistently they're short for groceries or something like that.
So are they doing something to better the situation? Like what? Like, this is where the relationship.
Remember, we were talking about friends and money.
A waitress job is not the same as a lawyer. It's not the same as a biochemist at a university. It's so different. I can't even compare those. So that's why I find it is a little bit more difficult for me to do that as a peer. And there's also no reason for me to do that. Like, I don't know those things. And it's like,
so why don't you think it's important? You think there's no benefit at all to talking about money with your peers?
what is the benefit?
So this is one of those situations where if we understood what their not day to day, what their
lifestyle,
what
job,
their lifestyle, what their
everything.
activity, what their income was like, would give us a better understanding. So in a situation now, the only way to do that is to ask, and it's already in a precarious situation if you don't already know.
Right, but well, you have to have difficult conversations. Friends and family are not there for all the good times and just joy. Like, if you have a proper relationship and a deep connection, obviously it depends on the relationship, or like sister, mother, uncle. In my case, all those relationships are different. But you should be able, if you're asking that person for money, that means you trust them to some extent. So then you have to be a little bit vulnerable and be like, you know what, like, yeah, I didn't pay you back those two first times. I'm really sorry. I'm like really having a bad time right now. I can't guarantee that I can give you this back. If you can really help me with this and this and this, and if you as a lender ask me why, it's my responsibility to tell you why, because at that point it's your money. So I feel it just
I think
it's funny, but it depends
pride,
on it's
where's
pride.
so much pride
It's so
attached
much
to
pride.
money?
Yeah, I don't know. As a younger sister, I don't know, because I don't have any. If I want
do.
money, I will ask.
I think I do. What I refer to as pride, or what I say that I prefer to be self-sufficient. Is that a pride thing? I don't know.
I don't know. It's not in my blood, so I don't know.
I've also heard this story about Tyler Perry when he first got like his biggest check. Like he started lending out money to, like, he wanted to help his community, his family, and he just lent out the money until he realized, shoot, I have nothing left. So like, especially when people get into seemingly good positions, but I've heard about situations where people start to do better when they get a better job, when they get that promotion, and they're trying to hide it from friends and family who they can almost sense will be more reliant or a bit more a bit more likely to ask in a situation where they may have not asked before.
I see. But then that comes back to respect and boundaries. You are well within your right to say no. Like, and then I guess that's a whole thing, because
and that changes the relationship.
It changes the relationship. But if the relationship is strong and it's actually like a real connection, and this person actually cares about you, money should not come in between the two of you.
So that's the thing. I feel like once money enters the picture, as the guy was implying, that automatically changes the relationship.
And not in my experience. So,
have you ever been a lender?
No. Let's be honest.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But as a lendee, I don't feel anything of embarrassment or shame or like thing. I know, well, like, I want to pay back. I'm gonna be able to do it anytime that I initially said. I'm gonna keep the lender like updated to every event. Like, hey, like, I don't have it this week. You might be waiting one more week, and I really, really try to get. You know, you have to be honest, and you have to put your pride aside. And I guess maybe because I'm a younger sibling, I have no pride when it comes to this, and I'm generally treated as a baby of the family, that I never developed this embarrassment around money. I never have. So
I guess it's, well, again, I can only speak for myself, but it's less of it would be less of embarrassment and more of always wanting, is it pride?
It is pride. I think
because I would want to be seen as self-sufficient.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm self-sufficient or not. I'm just a girl. I'm just a
girl too.
I'm just a girl. But you don't act like it. I act like it. I know I'm just a girl. I can only do as well within my means, guys. Okay?
Look, let's be fair. You kind of have, like, you either go one way or the other. So we had a parent that was extremely independent mother. So I became extremely independent. You took a spin off. Maybe that's why you don't care about, like, there's no embarrassment when it comes to, like, asking for money or anything like that. Like, you're okay being reliant or dependent on other people. I'm not saying that you are, like, just out here flailing in the wind, just...
I don't mind flailing in the wind, though. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
If somebody wants to take care of me, I'm taking applications. I'm joking. I'm in a loving relationship.
But that's the thing. I feel like a lot of our money mindsets come from how we're raised. Like, if we have family that, I guess, struggled with money. Like, I know if my mother ever struggled, she wasn't asking nobody for nothing. Sorry to owe you, moms, but I remember, like, when we were younger, like, when she started, she left her, like, huge corporate job and started working for herself so that she could be at home, and that's when our parents divorced.
TMI, my friend.
And I know, obviously, being self-employed is not, like, consistent income. And I know that there were some times with dips where she told us, like, okay, guys, like, your $60 bag of nuggets, you're gonna have to wait.
A 60 bag of nuggets was a thing, guys. Oof.
That was so hurtful.
Farmer's
as
choice.
a
My
child.
Asian people know I'm talking about farmer's choice nuggets. You know the big pack.
That was the most hurtful thing I ever heard as a child, that I could not have my nuggets, you know? And in my mind, that would have been her moment to like ask my auntie or ask my father, like to be like,
Because our father was not giving any sort of
girl,
child
I didn't want to
support.
go there. That was her choice. That was her choice. That was
Yeah.
part of her hyper
Independence.
independence. I feel like maybe I don't know. Is it common to like lend people money in other cultures, like outside of like Black Caribbean cultures? Is it common like for family and friends to ask each other for money? Do people ask work colleagues for money?
Work colleagues? Ooh, I would never ask a work colleague for money. I feel that is probably where my line. Family is cool. I don't think I would even ask friends for money. Like, I don't. I feel it depends on the relationship. That's what I'm saying. So
you can't think of one friend you'd ask for money right now.
I can think of 2 friends I would ask for money, but I'll be hesitant to do so willingly how I do it with you or mommy, you know?
So if you were in a pickle, you couldn't pay rent next month, and nobody in the family could help you because we're already strung up. We've already helped you. You already owe us.
There are 1 or 2 friends that I trust, and I think our relationship is good enough that I would be, but I have to think twice about it. It won't just be like,
Why would you have to think twice?
Because now, good question.
It sounds like you're changing sides, lady.
No, I'm not changing sides. I just
Do
saying.
you think that money would change those relationships? Sips tea.
Would change it would add another layer to the relationship for sure.
Once you bring in money, things change, huh?
I see. Okay, I see it. I see it. But this is why I mean about the depth of the relationship, of like the closeness, the actual like, you know.
So are those
intimacy
two,
of the
1 or 2
relationship.
people like super close to you on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like they're like family?
Right, so they're not on that level. I say these are close friends that I've grown up with, who I went to school with, but of course we haven't lived in the same place for a number of years.
So those are the factors that would determine if you could ask them or not.
Like as in the relationship reached a point, I think is reached its limit and it's not going to be deeper. So on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 7. I don't think it's ever going to get to a 10.
So you need like a 10 to
I need
ask
a
for
10.
money.
I need a 10. Yeah, I need you to know me. Like they know me well, and I know them well. I love them and stuff. But it's just that now bringing money into it is a different.
Have those friends ever known you to struggle or know that you ever asked anybody for money?
We never even had money conversations to begin with. Everybody has work and jobs and like but I don't know like their salaries and I don't know their lifestyles, and so I guess that's where you are correct saying without having.
I'm what? Run that tune again.
I'm not saying it again. She heard me. She heard me. Go watch the video if you want to hear me. That's it.
All right,
I said it.
I'm gonna need y'all to run that back in there.
You are correct saying.
Go on.
Right, and saying that without having those conversations previously, it becomes more of a barrier because I know how much you made, I know how much mommy made, I know y'all's situations, so it's a little bit easier for me to approach you. If I don't know your situation, then now this is getting into like a deeper level of that relationship. It's not a bad thing necessarily, but it's now you're going another level. You get me?
Why don't our relationships, our friendships get that deep? Why can we tell each other about people we slept with, people we're sleeping with, people we're talking about, but money is just too intimate? I know we've had this conversation before, but again, this kind of reaches that surface of how deep are our relationships. A lot of people are dating and don't know, because for example, would you ask your boyfriend for money?
No, not unless I had something specifically to ask him for money for. And actually, so like we were on a trip recently that I cannot afford, and I was like upfront about it. I was like, hey, like, listen, like, I know I said like a month ago that I would try to like contribute this much, but I can't. And he was like, that's fine. He said, like,
So
but guess what? Guess what? I still intend to pay that contribution that I said. And he was like, fine if you want to do that, but don't do it until you're in a comfortable position to do that. So which means there's no timeline, but I have like my own timeline in my head, and and it's something I want to do.
So let's put this in a different context now. Let's say you were both on the same like level financially, and he was dependent on that contribution, and now, for example, tickets that he already paid for have to cancel because he can't afford. Say your portion was like to take care of you once you're there, and he paid for the hotel and flights.
And then that's a whole different conversation. That means that from the beginning of this trip, that should have been explicitly said. Okay, like let's do this, we have to book this, we have to, and I wasn't brought in on the booking process. So like he was like, oh, this is the hotel, and I said, oh, cool, that's all, that looks nice. But I wasn't I didn't even know when he booked it, he decided on the flights. So he took point on that, which kind of brought me in after. So if it's going about that way, then the person that you both have to be honest.
Super upfront and clear about it.
Exactly.
Anyways, I still agree that money, friends, and family, they should mix, but because of how we are in this lovely modern world, they don't. If we found it comfortable to tell our friends and family, like one of my closest friends, I have no idea what they make, and it's so weird to me. I would love to tell them what I make. I would love us to this, because we have similar goals. We want to have homes, we want to rent out homes, we want to invest. We want to do the same things, and it would be helpful if we knew a little bit more about each other to like provide. So
you wouldn't be comfortable asking her outright?
Oh, you said it was a her?
I know it's a her. I know who you're talking about, obviously.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
It doesn't matter.
Anyways, the point is, actually, none of my close friends, I know what they make, and it's so weird for me because money is very, that is one of my life pillars, in the sense that money is connected to everything in life. I really want to invest, so I need money. I really want to get into real estate, so I need money. So that is, I want to have my own business someday. Need money.
We live in a capitalist society. You need money.
Yes, I need money, and that's what I spend my time doing. I spend my time reading about it. I spend my time learning. So again, you didn't
answer my question. Would you be comfortable initiating that conversation?
I'm gonna leave here and I'm gonna ask everybody right now. I'm gonna see where we stand, guys.
Fair point.
When you see that Instagram DM, just know it's supposed to get real. We're family now.
But you know what I do? I actually tell people how much I make. Like, I don't mind. Like, I would, like, if we having a conversation, I will say it, and then I just leave it open if they feel comfortable to reciprocate or not.
No, I'm thinking about it. How should I open? I should be like, hey. I was just saying, I just had this conversation about like friends and money, and I was like, it's so weird that none of us know what we make. I make this. What do you make?
Yeah, exactly. All my friends know what you make because I be bragging.
Girl, bragging about me.
Not all of my friends.
Do you tell them all the cons that I spend months unemployed, and that's why I have a nice check when I'm unemployed?
Everybody work 6 months off, 6 months on. I give them the whole spiel. But the point is, I am not shy with telling people how much I make or how much you make. I'm not shy about it. So then it kind of leaves the space for them to reciprocate if it comes up. And a couple friends have reciprocated, and these are more friends of like work employment, because these are the people you're more having money conversations with.
Yeah, and it's weird for me too, because my friends do give financial advice, but because we don't know where we are, sometimes that advice could be like, that's not really relevant. Yeah, that doesn't apply to my current situation. That's not actually helpful. What do you think about me? Like, what are you thinking?
And that's when you could be like, oh, well, actually, like, I will go this route because this is how much I make, and this is how much I have, like, disposable income. You know, like, you can be the person to be open first, and then I think it makes people.
It sounds like you're fully on my end. Guys, honestly, girls, I'm speaking to you also, because I'm speaking to you, no, not also, specifically, because we are the ones who tell our friends the most intimate details of our life, and for whatever reason, we can't tell each other about our paychecks. Like, let's be for real.
All right, fair. That's true.
I'll go to girl dinners, girl brunches, and we're telling each other about everything. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Everything. And for people in relationships, you share your most intimate
self
with this person. Why don't they know what you make? There are even couples married that don't know what each other make.
Oh, that's crazy.
Weird. You can imagine asking your husband to borrow money?
Ooh. Ooh.
In what scenario? No.
I was not made for that life.
Gross. And then if you can't already do that already, for me, that shows that relationship is not that deep. Yeah,
there's like something missing there, because do they not trust you? Do they want to keep it private? What are you keeping it private for? What are you doing?
Hiding? Why are you hiding?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into lighter topics with Brood and Blunt. Brood and Blunt. Oh. I love this because I have a very like stark stance on this. Should food be eaten with a fork or a spoon?
Just eat the food, guys. I'm a chopstick girl.
I'm a spoon girl.
Chopsticks are so versatile.
I hate forks.
And because I work in a Japanese restaurant for a year and a half, and we used to eat standing up because if you work in hospitality, you know what I mean. And the kitchen was like mostly Asian, so they have chopsticks or need to like walk and go get a fork. So I just learned to eat everything with chopsticks, and I eat with chopsticks.
Cook with chopsticks.
Like yeah, so
It's very convenient.
it is very convenient. So I need a fork or a spoon if I eat with chopsticks most days.
Yeah. I eat with spoon. I eat with spoon most days. Like my scrambled eggs, I'll have a spoon.
That's our Asian side coming out. So
Lasagna, I eat with a spoon.
I would eat lasagna with chopsticks, easy.
Even like, only thing I can think about is like pasta dishes. But I'm gonna still have a spoon because I'm gonna do the whole twirly thing, have the spoon and the fork.
And I'm more eating noodles and pasta. So again, chopsticks.
Yeah. Anyways, should ice cream be eaten on a cup or cone?
Both. So I like my cone because I want my nice waffle cone, and I'm gonna shove it in a cup because it can drip.
This is an interesting one. Sorry, I didn't even say what I want. I like a cone. Sorry, I like a cup. I like my scoop in a cup, but I want the cone on the side.
But then you gotta pay extra. I don't need to pay extra.
I'm okay with that.
I don't need to pay extra the other way around. If I get in a
Cone?
on a cone, I ask for a cup, then just give me a cup.
She is the one.
If you ask in a cup
I've been
and you want a waffle cone, they can make you pay for that waffle cone.
You're correct. I'm gonna try that next time. Anyways, this is the one I just came up with all by my lonesome. Oh, did I forget it? Splitting the bill at restaurants. Yes or no? Splitting evenly or splitting by
Item?
ordered item?
Unless, oh gosh, if we split by item, we can't be friends. Because why are we going to brunch and my breakfast costs 10 and yours costs 12 and we got split by item? We are not friends. If I buy a coffee and you had breakfast, absolutely fine.
Actually, you should pay for me if that was a
I think
scenario.
you should pay for my coffee because if it was the other way around, if I had lunch and you had a coffee, I might just pay for your coffee. But with friends especially, like we telling me we gotta go through the menu
And carry out.
item by item. No,
Honey,
we're not
if
friends.
it's that important, just order the same as me.
Exactly. Or tell me, look, listen, I can't afford to go brunch this week. All right, come to my house then. But if we're going out, we're splitting equally. We split it equally.
Oh my gosh. Is it okay to wear pajamas in public? Absolutely not. I feel like you're wearing pajamas right now. This is
the borderline pajamas. As a traveler, if I go to the airport, whatever I wear, hush your mouth. At the airport, it's fine. On a plane, like if I'm traveling for long periods of time, I'm going to wear what I want.
I actually feel it's becoming more trendy to wear like more loungewear that you'd wear around your house.
I'm a loungewear
to the
kind of
airport.
girl. I'm a loungewear girl, so yes.
I just added some stuff to my cart that's more like I thought about it as my airport outfit.
Exactly.
And
That's
it's
what
like
you want to be comfortable.
Hoodie and lounge pants.
You see?
I'm not sure.
She's turning sides.
It's in my cart, but I don't know if I'm gonna check out. You know, I will though. So I love Quince. I can't wait to get back to Miami just like
This girl always on Quince.
I love Quince.
Clearly, calm down.
That's my lasagna base that I'm gonna eat with a spoon.
And I will eat with chopsticks, most likely.
I've never tried eating lasagna with a spoon. I mean, sorry, with chopsticks.
Oh, it's not that hard.
Even when all these sauce starts to spill up. I need to eat lasagna in a bowl. Do you eat?
I will show you.
Okay.
I'll show you. It's not that hard.
We're about to find out. Is it better to be too hot or always too cold? So it's always too hot or always too cold? Which one will you pick?
I hate being cold, so I will deal with the heat any day.
I'm gonna be cold. I'm gonna bundle up, man. I've been too hot and I wanted to die. I've been too cold and I just want to bundle up.
To be honest, I've never been too hot.
Girl,
I don't know what that means. Like that's not a phrase in my vocabulary.
We've been in Malta in summer, and because the roads are stone, the heat you're getting the heat from the top and it coming up from the bottom as well, and you're being baked in the middle.
You know why I like the heat? Because hot countries don't work hard. You sit down in a restaurant on a cafe with a fan and have some sangria and relax. You know, I feel that's a vibe. That's why I don't like.
Is that why siestas exist?
Yeah, it's too hot outside. We can't work hard. We're like lethargic, and you know, you need to take it easy. So too hot, anything.
I don't know. I go on my porch when it's like 3 degrees, and before I go to bed, you know, it's like my version of a cold plunge, and it just.
Everybody says those are so healthy. I'm perfectly healthy.
I believe
without saying
them
thank you.
because honestly, when I do that, like if I'm feeling restless or anything, and I go on the porch and it's like super cold, like I have gone out on 1 degrees in just my short PJs, and just get that blast of 1 degrees wind,
I'm good.
and I'm like, I don't know. A brain gasm.
Okay, all right, calm
A
down.
brain gasm. Anyways, guys, back to our main topic. I really want to know you guys' opinion. Do you think money and family mix or money and friends mix, or they don't?
Are you the lender or the lendee? And how do you feel?
Oh yes, you probably have to specify that for
Yeah.
context. For context. And guys, this tea is so nice. This is the first time I'm having this
Which one?
lemon green tea. Cause I normally get the lemon ginger.
Ah, you never got
You
lemon.
bought that one?
I bought the lemon green tea. I
Mm.
love lemon green tea. It's like, cause sometimes gingers be a bit much, so
That
you
is
need to like
true.
tone down the ginger with the green tea.
I was just there drinking and I'm just like.
I need to get. Have y'all had this one? I love, but like I need to get the glow, the pink one
I've never
with
tried
the
that.
strawberry
Either.
and cucumber. Oh.
I've always just been a lemon and ginger or
Nah.
Earl Grey if I feeling like.
Nah.
feeling
Actually, when I was back in Barbados, I was like dreaming about these teas. I was like, "Where's my Twinings glow?"
We have to get the Chinese tea that your friend got for you also.
Ah,
That
yes,
is a good
That
one.
was nice.
All right, tea talk over. Bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.